What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the OG family. Make sure y'all smash that like button. Subscribe to my channel only if you want to. But look, my beautiful people, we got this when safaris go wrong. You feel me? Look, man, I've not been on a safari. If you ever been on a safari, let me know where you've been and what was your experience on that safari. Let's get to this video. Let's get this video right here to like 2,000 likes. Make sure you got your notifications on always, because you will not get these notifications when these videos drop. A lot of y'all been saying that, but I'm letting y'all know, just put it on always and then you will get the notifications. And if not, just check the channel by like 8 p.m. by the latest and you'll see the videos when they drop. But let's get into it.
Chantal Bay. In January of 2013, Johannesburg student Chantal Bay was severely gored by a white rhino while posing for a photo during a safari tour.
That's crazy.
24-year-old Bayer was visiting a South African nature reserve with her boyfriend and had gotten out of the vehicle to look at the animals. Their guide, Alex Richter, reportedly told the couple it was safe to stand closer to the rhinos. It's also been reported that Richter had given the beasts food as a way of encouraging them to approach the tourists. A photo was taken of the couple standing only a few feet away from two white rhinos, posing with their backs turned to them. Moments after it was taken, one of the massive beasts charged Bayer and gored her from behind. The rhino inflicted severe injuries with its horn, resulting in broken ribs and a collapsed lung. Bayer was rushed to an intensive care unit where, fortunately, doctors managed to stabilize her.
Oh,
it's
good.
Still unclear what disciplinary actions, if any, were taken against the tour guide.
Probably none. You feel me? Like, probably none. That's crazy. Look, my black ass ain't getting out the car on no safari. Like, I don't give a damn if it's little monkeys this big. I'm not getting out. I don't know. I'm cool. I just want to see them.
Number 9.
I want to touch them.
Pendra and Jagruthy Raval. In 2015, an Indian couple was trampled to death by a wild elephant during a tour over a remote forest in central Kerala. The victims, both in their early 50s, were part of an 8-member group from Gujarat that had traveled to the Garvi region. At some point during a guided trek through the forest, Bhupendra Raval and his wife Jagruthy encountered 3 elephants. The tourists took their cameras out and started photographing the animals. It's believed that one of the giant beasts became enraged by the camera's flash. It charged the couple and their guide. Unfortunately, Bhupendra and Jagruthy couldn't get out of the way in time. They were viciously mauled and trampled to death by the wild elephant. The guide, whose name wasn't released, also sustained injuries in the attack, but they weren't described as life-threatening.
That's 8. Cold, bro. Like, you getting smashed? Basically, they got smashed, bro, by a damn elephant. When we gonna learn,
Curtis
bro?
Plum. In 2015, a British safari guide in South Africa became the victim of a ferocious leopard attack. While given a tour in Kruger National Park, 38-year-old Curtis Plum had stopped the open-top vehicle so that tourists could look at the big cat. Plum peered out over the side of the vehicle, trying to find the beast, but failed to...
Why it ain't got no top on the vehicle? I'm not going. Absolutely not. Like, cancel my shit, give me my money back. It ain't got no top on the vehicle?
Noticed that the leopard was alongside him. The feline reached inside the vehicle and pounced on Plum's arm. It started to savagely bite and claw into the man's leg. Some of the tourists, who were seated behind the guide, tried to help by striking the leopard with their cameras. The occupants of another vehicle tried hitting it with the car door, but the feline maintained its grip. Plum reversed the car and managed to free himself, but the beast attacked again. It jumped on the hood, trying to reach the tourists, but the guide hit the brakes and the feline fell. Once more, it charged the front of the vehicle. Seeing the relentlessness of the leopard and fearing the tourists' safety, the guide chose to run it over. The animal sustained severe injuries and was later put down. Plum was taken to a local hospital, and after undergoing surgery, his condition was pronounced as stable. Number 7.
Damn, he could have lost his damn hand.
In August of 2015, a couple was attacked by a lion while sleeping in their tent during an African safari. 64-year-old Patrick Forgode and his wife Bridget were several nights into their safari at the Ruaha National Park in Tanzania. The woman awoke to find the lion sniffing at her back. It then clamped its powerful jaws on Patrick's arms and tried to drag him out of the tent. Others intervened and managed to scare off the massive feline. Patrick suffered extensive injuries to his arm, for which he had to undergo multiple surgeries. A large chunk of his triceps had been torn clean off, leaving behind a gaping bite mark. The couple also struggled with mental health problems as a result of their ordeal. In the incident's aftermath, the four goats sued the UK-based safari company for not doing enough to ensure they'd be safe from nighttime animal attacks. The company fought the claim for several years, but eventually settled for a payout towards the couple.
How much was that payout? Was it worth me getting bit by a goddamn lion? Absolutely not. Like, bro, like, you don't even put yourself in these situations, bro. Like, why are you sleeping in the tent and you know that there's stuff out here like that? Think about it, man. They should, and look, man, they really should got no money, because I think that's just, like, unresponsible. I have mental health issues, too, if I keep thinking about that big-ass lion that came in my tent.
Number 6.
And bit my goddamn arm almost off.
On July the 23rd of 2016, one woman was killed and her daughter was severely injured at Badaling Wildlife World in Beijing, China. The 6,000-acre reserve offered tours, but also allowed visitors to drive themselves. One cardinal rule was that they never got out of the car. Believing they'd driven past the area where the tigers were kept, a young woman left her vehicle and walked over to the driver's side. The woman, identified as Jiao by her first name, was suddenly attacked by a massive Siberian tiger. The beast quickly brought her down and started dragging her away. It was then that the driver and Jiao's mother, Joe, rushed to help her. Local media reported that Joe was gruesomely moved by the tiger while trying to save her daughter. Badaling staff rapidly intervened and rescued the other family members, but Joe's injuries were fatal. Jiao survived, but has sustained severe lacerations to her neck. An investigation cleared the park of any wrongdoing, but the family subsequently sued the reserve for roughly $170,000.
That ain't
alleging
shit.
that it was partially responsible.
They not partially, they shouldn't have gave them no money. I wouldn't settle for nothing, because the rule was not to get out the vehicle. And on one of my videos in the past, we seen the actual video of that thing grabbing her. That shit was crazy. It grabbed her and ran off with her like she was nothing. Like she was like a paper towel or something like that. That light. It dragged her off. I didn't know she died though.
Number 5. Krista Yaldo. In 2018, a 37-year-old woman was attacked by a hippo while on a canoe safari on the Zambezi River in Zimbabwe.
Hippos
After one of the guides saw hippos on the right side of the river, the guests were instructed to paddle left, away from the dangerous beasts. Florida woman Kristen Yaldo was at the front of a 2-person canoe while her husband Ryan was at the back. The couple had started to paddle away when a hippo emerged underneath the canoe and capsized it. Ryan was thrown towards land and quickly swam to shore. When he turned around, he saw that the beast had Kristen's right leg in its enormous mouth. The woman punched the hippo several times in the face, and it released her. Ryan and the head guide pulled her to the riverbank, where first aid was administered. The woman was airlifted to a local clinic and then transferred to Johannesburg, where she had surgeries to mend her broken femur and to remove the dead tissue surrounding her leg wound.
Hey, look though, you in this situation, that boat flip. He went, look, his reaction was like, hey, he gotta save himself. Alright, so what you doing? Your wife in the water. Bro, somebody got live to tell the story, man. That's a hippo. Like, look, luckily it let her go though.
Number 4. Swiss tourist. In 2019, at South Africa's Kruger National Park, a Swiss tourist was left battling for his life in the aftermath of a car accident involving a giraffe. The unnamed elderly man and his wife were driving inside a specialized Ford Ranger safari camper. On the same road coming from the other way was a minibus, transferring over a dozen tourists to the Letaba Rest Camp Gaming Lodge. The minibus then collided with a fully grown giraffe, but it's unclear if the vehicle was speeding or not. The animal stood roughly 18 feet tall and weighed around 1,650 pounds.
Woo!
The impact dismantled the front of the minibus and knocked the large animal into the path of the Swiss tourist safari camp.
See all the blood?
The giraffe was thus fatally struck a second time, landing on the camper's roof and crushing it. The elderly man sustained critical injuries. He was airlifted to a local clinic and then transferred to a hospital in Johannesburg, where he was placed on life support. The tourist's wife, as well as a few passengers from the minibus, also survived minor injuries, while the giraffe was killed by the double impact. Number 3. Quinn Swales. In 2015, safari tour guide Quinn Swales was hailed as a hero for defending his group against a lion attack. 40-year-old Swales was leading a walking safari at the Hwange National Park in western Zimbabwe. Tourists were taking photos of a group of 6 lions as they were standing under a tree. Some of the cubs approached them. This, according to a local policewoman, is what caused the group to suddenly be targeted by a large male named Nshaha. The animal, distinguishable by its black mane, had been collared by Oxford University researchers for a study on lion behavior. Nshaha was known as dangerous and unpredictable by park staff. The muscular feline was a prolific hunter, known for even taking down young elephants.
Oh, damn.
Nshaha approached the tourist, but Swales stepped in front of the group, trying to use his extensive experience to prevent an attack. He shouted the animal's name and the feline initially ran away. However, Nshaha then doubled back, pounced on Swales, and started clawing and biting him. The attack left him with deep lacerations to his chest and neck, but none of the tourists in his group were harmed due to his heroic intervention. The safari guide was airlifted to a hospital where he later passed away from his wounds.
Damn.
Today's topic was requested by...
Damn, you said... Look, man. That heroic stuff, like, I get it, though, but he doubled back on you. He spent the block on you. He did say he had a black mane on him. Sound like a black dude. The lion was, he got a black spirit in him. Like, he doubled back on you. It's like, you know what? I'm really gonna fuck him up, bro. Like, he really just tried me like that. But, I mean, he did say those people, though. It's crazy, man.
By Sergio Meza. If you have any other topics you'd like to learn about, subscribe. And let us know in the comment section below.
I feel bad for him.
Number 2. Elephant kills tourist.
Damn.
In 2018, an unnamed German tourist was trampled to death by an elephant at the Mana Pools National Park in northern Zimbabwe. The 49-year-old woman was part of a group of visitors who'd seen a herd upon entering the park. When it comes to the number of elephants across this territory, Zimbabwe is the second most populous country in Africa. The beasts are known to sometimes come into conflict with the local human farmers, meaning they're more likely to exhibit defensive behavior. One source reports that the German tourist had left the vehicle and didn't maintain a safe distance while photographing the animals. One of the beasts broke from the herd and attacked her. The woman was brutally trampled by the elephant and succumbed to her injuries later that day. Number 1. Carol Kirken. In 2017, Michigan woman Carol Kirken was killed by a hippo during a family vacation to Tanzania. Kirken, a philanthropist and beloved member of her community in Rochester Hills, was on an annual safari trip. Shortly before the attack, the 75-year-old had posted photos to her social media of the various animals she'd encountered in the African wilderness. On August the 5th, her last Facebook upload read that she'd seen a massive migration. That same day, Kirken was charged by a hippopotamus. Her family didn't disclose any further details surrounding the attack, but did mention that the woman passed away quickly in her son's arms. Thanks for watching.
That's crazy as hell. What happened was, look, I'm gonna fill y'all in. This is just through speculation. That hippo was charging. They was like, damn, she was the only one. She was 75. She ain't running that fast, y'all. They ran. She got mauled. They ran. She got mauled. And he came back. Oh, I'm sorry, Granny. Like, but that's crazy. Like, damn. See, that's why I don't be messing with wildlife like that. Very unpredictable. Very unpredictable. That animal, they'll be like, oh, it's a tamed lion and stuff. You can come pet him. I'm not coming in that motherfucking cage. For what? For what? What is that going to do to me? I'll touch the lion? No, I don't want to touch you, G. I don't. So, look, man, let me know what animals, wildlife animals you encountered in your life. Or if you had any close encounters, just let me know. Follow my social media if you haven't already. If you made it this far to the end of the video, make sure you got your notifications on always so you can get these videos when they drop. And I'll see you on the next video. Like I always say, spread love because there's too much hate in this world. Love you guys. See you in the next video. And I'm out. Blah.
She think I'm a flex on her when I roll up. From the toes up. When it comes to my drip, it's different. Get the bricks, flip it. When it comes to my wrist, wicked.